Guys, so we're back. Let's pick it up from where we left it. The two things I want us to discuss now is meeting the parents and also the role of PMCC classes in marriage. Because kuna so much we learn, like how to fight, how to handle conflict, but ikikuja kwa real life you realize manze humility now pia pale kwa so you guys can pick it up from there.
Parents. So I met his mom first. Mom and sis first. And the reception was so overwhelming. She was very loving. So what he did, it was just the two of them. And it was at his previous house. And she saw me and she was like, gosh, umeleta msichana mwenye anafanana na your sister, as in anakaa tu kama mtoto wangu. It was so beautiful. And we had a really good afternoon. And then she prayed. And when mom was praying, like tears started coming down. And so me, I'm not understanding half the prayer, but I'm in the spirit, and I can just feel that we are so in. We have such a oneness. And for me, that was everything. It was all I needed to know. That mom has loved me and has accepted me. And she now kept on saying, I have 3 children. Because it's just Alex and the C's. And then now I've come in. Now I'm the third.
That must feel good.
Oh, it was so good.
Being like part of the
For
family.
sure. Up to date, my mother-in-law is the best.
Yeah, you know, I've heard stories of where mother-in-laws and the daughter-in-laws never say eye to eye. And I feel like you came to steal the son from her.
Oh, yeah. And then they are very tight with mom. Very tight. So for me, I didn't even know. But I remember those so many times I would pray about my relationship with my mother-in-law. A lot. Because I'm like, and it was even before I met him. Because I was like, you can't undo that. It's mom, it's son, it's mom and son. It doesn't matter. So both of us have to connect. So I remember praying really about it. And even before meeting her, I prayed so much about it. And so even by the time we're meeting and now we are praying together and there's just this connection, I'm like, okay, God, this is your doing.
Karibu nilu kimsawa. I'm like, hey, cool down.
And kumbusha, when my wife came to see my mom alikuwa amevaa kama mkorini. Limone hivi nikashindwa really. I couldn't see anything from the neck down.
Come to think of it, my wife will have pull neck, then palazzo pants. Zina wipe floor, hata uone toes. Like, hey.
Cover things up.
Oh, that's your story. I relate so much to your story. One day we'll give our story.
But also pray for the relationship between you and your in-laws and all that, because I remember I prayed even for my wife to have a good relationship with my mother, because these are 2 women who are very significant in a man's life, and you don't want to be in that constant battle in between mom and my wife. And it's not a good position for a guy to be in, where you're being told to choose in terms of affection and time between the two. It's not a good position. So I pray that they may love each other and bond, that they're the ones who are pushing me to each other. But hey, uja call mom, hey, where na bibi, that they love each other to that extent of I'm not being split in between. So I really prayed about it. But now the fear of every guy is meeting the parents of the girl, because for the family of the guy it's a gain. Ameletwa mwetuletea wewe mulika mwizi wewe. Wala nikwambie sijai tense ka hiyo season. Yes, ananiambia be easy my folks, alafu you expect just to meet the folks, but unakuta sasa anko amekaa Anko curious. Anko alikam na auntie Buddha bro, as in that's from the mom side. Buddha na yeye alisema mabro kujeni. Kuna kijana analetewa.
But he did well because he also came with the right people. Because remember what my dad said was, you know a man by his friends. So his friends wamekam kama blazers na. It was semi-form, like casual, but wamekam na blazer, and you can see just their posture. And you know our friends, they're like big guys, and there's a certain respect that they command. So my dad was very impressed. He was like, you know a man by his friends. Yeah.
So uko hapo hata uongei sana, you know, unaweza sema anything iharibu.
Unaweza
haribu hesabu. Kuulizwa kazi sema nangengana tu. Ruracio linafuata, so wewe sema una deal na tenda. No, hata unajua na roho vile kukosa unaja.
But his mom kept him in check. Lazima make sure umebeba pesa ni amount. Umebeba shopping. As in usikuje tu uko tu kijana. No. Mama alikuwa na make sure my guy.
Procedures.
Yeah.
There's
this
is person who will talk. Yeah. This is how, just because you are young doesn't mean you should go and do mediocre. There are steps you should follow. This is how things should be done, and thank God because I had a very good best man who was also guiding me in the same. So as much as I'm very jovial guy, see the one when hapo umeanza kuhost gig, wewe unasema hey dad na wewe unakuaje apart from being a father. Unaona hii transaction itakuaje one of ama.
But he was very respected. He is very respected at home. Just because he did things the right way. Yeah, he had the boldness to come stand in front of my dad and my mom and my uncles, and my dad has a face like he's very serious. In fact, tukiwa home anaambiwa hata smile too for pictures.
Dada kicheka karibu nuza you okay? Are you hurting?
Ni wala so kuthrow shade. So alafu ana throw shade ako tu. Na nyinyi mnaokota kwa floor, so is those people. But my husband is very well respected.
That's where you got it from.
Yeah.
So uko pale, you know, unajua it's the first day, so unashindwa nikikaa hivi nakaa kama niko too confident. Nikaa hivi nakaa niko na uoga. You know, nikistretch mikono I'm like hey, so you don't know unashinda ukichange. Because the first impression, you can never do it twice.
Yeah.
It's only once.
But if they don't like you at that moment, it would be so hard to change it.
Hapo ingine ni udili naye kwa maombi. So
yeah.
So we had that conversation, and then that was now step 1. The step 2 was to for his ruracio now.
No, I was taken home. So I met mom and sis. Then now I was taken home. So ndio venye structure home ni boma moja ingine ni kasi wote mko shamba different, but nika mko tu same area. So then aunties, mom's friends, they all came to see me.
The girl.
Who's like huyu ni nani huyu? I'm confused mtu wetu. Yani it was so much fun because then there was ululations. Naitwange me. Hizo kulikuwa na hizo, and they spoke such kind words, and they loved me like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah, a lot of favor.
You can't fake it with my people.
No, they're very real. Very.
Wanasemanga tu huyo.
New York.
So kusikia tu my aunties wamesema hapo. Na ni live walikuwa wananiambia tu tukiwa hapo. Na naona.
Yeah.
So now since now we've already covered meeting the parents and we've done the proposal, the next step is usually PMCC. Some people like it, some people don't like it, and I hear that there are people who go to those classes and they break up after those classes.
Yeah.
Like they're that intense. So for you guys, what would you say that process was to you guys? Is it something that you can still apply now? Does it make sense to you now, what you learned in those classes?
Yeah, our church has a very good program called Ndoa.
Yeah.
And so since we know we're heading to marriage, that's a compulsory stage.
Yeah.
And the program, you have to do it in church.
Yeah, it was after the proposal actually.
Yeah, as long as you know you will be
in our church.
In our church, and our church is doing the wedding, you have to do that program. So the way our church does it is very it's fun, you're a group of people, and in that you get to experience other relationships.
Realize you're not on your own. Tunapitia shida same.
Yeah, that's true.
Ulikuwa kama umesema kina Danji are going through some stuff.
All of a sudden your relationship is not so broken.
We are okay. Yeah. Why would he do that?
So we atapelekwa mbio.
So it was interesting to learn from other couples and see
and form friendship.
So that's how you guys do it. We can take that and apply it. And it was a genesis of just learning how to do life together even in marriage, and realizing that there's no new problem, and that is what Premarital was doing for me. It was showing me that this road that you're walking, someone has come before and walked, and someone has got ahead of you. And what seems like a mountain to you, someone has already leveled it. So it gave me peace about the mountains that we had and we were experiencing. That as much as it sounds like a very huge mountain, like someone is talking at it from a past tense point of view, they conquered. It was, but it had other things that came up that you're like, adijai deal nayo. We used to call them edgy topics.
Eggshells.
Nimesema
Edgy.
Can it be edgy?
No. It's eggshell topics, babe.
So,
Okay.
all right. Back to your studio.
So we had we did 2 premarital classes. So the Ndoa group, and then we had another one called Couples Clinic that our very good friend and marriage counselor took us through. And that one was now on a deeper level because it's just the 3 of us sitting on a table and now talking about real issues that ideally you would not share in a group setting because I'm atujuani hivyo. So the group was fantastic because now but just when my husband has said, you're not on your own and they have conquered it, so can you. And also it's a common problem, so it's not that your person is crazy or too much, as in if it was you happen. So now what the other one did for us was now talk about how we were raised on a deeper level. Like it talked about everything on a deeper level: sex on a deeper level, finances on a deeper level, family on a deeper level, knowing each other on a deeper level. And that gave me the space to talk about so sometimes I fear this. I'm like, hey, your expectations of marriage ni kuoshewa kukliniwa, but me, how we were raised, we don't do that. So that's what the one-on-one did for us. It brought a deeper, like it stopped dealing with stuff on the surface. It dealt with it on a deeper level. And there's a time I think to my fight and I had to go back, refer to the notes of PMCC classes and check at that time, what did I write when I was like, ideally this is what I would do and this is what I expect. And I went and read the notes and it actually gave me a solution. So I would say PMCC succeeds based on how intentional you are. For us, it's an investment. Even for us doing 2. And it was crazy because Sunday umetoka, then Monday asubuhi 8 a.m. umeenda the next one. It was an investment. I remember that time was crazy. But what it has done for us, na zote uko na homework. So your wiki, by the way, it's a lot. But it made us realize, you now understand why people say marriages work. It's not just lovey-dovey and because when you're dating, it's fantastic. But now you realize, I actually have to learn your temperaments. I actually have to learn this is how you deal with money. I actually have to learn that we are a team and you're not going to make decisions on your own. That now you're no longer a one. It's the 2 of you. And it's 2 people coming together. So there's a lot of back and forth about where do we stand as a family. Then there's a thing for vision. Where is your family going? I'm gonna date too for the sake of dating, And then there's the so are we going to build a house for your mom first or my mom first? As in, you get those. PMCC did that. It stopped being so lovey-dovey and became very real. There was so many stuff that I remember after financial, like the finance class, we had tulienda kwa gari tukakaa, and now we had to talk about money. We had to talk about, so tunaishi wapi? the wedding ina come, but sawa, so after wedding tunakula tunamekaje rent, so rent what's the budget for rent. So at that time nakumbuka nilikuwa nataka nyumba ya 25k 30k, tukienda juu, and then ikakuwa have your conversation kwa realize it's far-fetched. Unaishi nyumba ya 30k na amna monthly income, as in hakuna hiyo, as in guarantee that end month tunapata this much, ni biashara. So and I remember it was very I humbled at that time, because then I was used to a certain lifestyle.
I think what PMCC does for you, by the end of it all, it's like an introduction to who you dating.
Oh yeah.
Inafaa kuisha na, hi, my name is Alex.
Do you still want to marry? Do you still want to get married?
Because when you do it right, and when you are very intentional
and you ask
and
the
vulnerable,
questions. Yeah.
and expose certain sides of you, and you're still not yet married, so you're exposing to someone who could be like, hey,
I'm not
with
sure.
what I know now.
Tricky.
Run.
Yeah.
So there's things she would say about herself, her past, present, and fears and expectations that would maybe like, hey,
I usually want to get into marriage with that.
That would make me be like, God, I love her, but this is hard. This is a hard one. This will be a hard one to chew.
Yeah.
Because she's very firm in what she expects. This is what I want. This is what I feel that I deserve. There is what is reality. You know how men are with logic. We took a ground. Yeah. I love you, but I feel you're not being realistic.
Yeah.
And I used to hate that. What do you mean? What does that mean?
Because we always had
so unataka ni lower standards zangu, si ndo ni ku accommodate.
One of the biggest fights we used to have, faith versus reality.
Wow.
You know, faith.
Me, I have faith we're going to be fine. Him is like, no. Okay, sikatai faith.
Namwambia, the reality on ground ni ini shimo. I'm like, God will put a piece, a covering na tutapita. Naambia, ndio hii tunaingia kwa shimo.
Yeah. So PMCC, honestly, I would really recommend PMCC for even young couples. Like people who are ready to get married, I'd really recommend PMCC.